Mo ní kí ló ń ṣẹlẹ̀.
Kò sí wàhálà.
Ibo ló gbà?
Ọ̀nà kejì ni mo gbà.
Ṣé kò rí ẹ ṣá?
Mi ò mọ̀ o.
Jẹ́ ká rọra sápamọ́ síbí. Ṣé o gbọ́n kọ̀kọ̀? Ó yá sápamọ́. Ó yá pamọ́. Ó ti ń bọ̀ ẹ̀dàkẹ́. Ẹ ṣe fẹ́.
Olamide.
Àwọn yìí dà, má fi pàtìmọ̀ jẹ́ lónìí.
Olamide, ẹ̀rù ń bà mí.
Àwọn yìí dà. Fẹ́. Ṣé o ti lọ?
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Ẹni yàrá lògùn gbé. Kò ní dá fún ìyá anybody. Street! To some, it's just a path to a destination. Sometimes tired, sometimes dusty. But that's the mistake. Street is not just a path. Street is a culture. Street is religion. You can never polish street. And I can't talk about street without talking about that one Nigerian who redefined the word street. And Bariga, Lagos State has never been the same after he came. Now grab a popcorn and let me tell you about the biggest artist to ever come out of Nigeria. Yes, I said biggest, but not for the reasons you think. Imagine you wake up every day and that is the only thing on your mind. You don't know where your next meal is going to come from, but you know one thing: hunt or be hunted. Welcome to Barika, Lagos State. 15th March 1989, one young boy called Benga Didiji Olamide joined the struggle. But he was not alone. Temi Gold and Eniola, his siblings, were there with him throughout the way. 3 of them were here to face the harsh reality, clouded by poverty, houses packed together like scattered puzzle pieces. The whole community was like a prison. But you know the one place that you can't lock up? The mind. The parents did all they could to make sure that their children never ever end up like them. And there was only one way to do that: education. Olamide attended primary and secondary school in Lagos. Then he later pursued a degree in mass communication at Tai Solarin University of Education in Ogun State. But what he feared the most came to pass. His parents could not keep up. He did not finish. He had to drop out. Why? Finances. Now that's one of the worst things that could ever happen to you. Olamide was left stranded without any purpose again. But before giving up, he looked up. And the only thing he could see was music. 2000, the year of new beginnings, was also the same year that Olamide was taking a new path. Music in Nigeria? It's almost impossible. See, Nigeria is like a thumb, and success in music is like a hole in a needle. Now that should paint a clearer picture for you. A decade after was when he saw a glimpse of hope. 10 years! He met one guy that would change the trajectory of his life for good. ID Kabasa. 10th September 2010. Olamide has prepared for this moment his whole life. His everything depends on this. Just finish the body of work. If this song no blow, Timitan.
right to make some. Okay, alright, yeah, he did it.
Yeah? Ibo ni mo sùn lánàá. They loved it. He thought, there is hope. Adupe. The music thing is for him. This particular song catapulted him into limelight. Oh, well, he was beginning to make some change out of the music thing, and this gave him the only one thing that he needed. Motivation. A year later, he released what would cement his name in the Nigerian music industry. Rhapsody. An album which perfectly described his life. A rhapsody of events. He had big names like upcoming Wizkid, ID Kabasa, Nice, The Bunch. Man, this is like a dream come true. Don't make out. Don't make out. But there was one nightmare haunting Olamide. He tried to run away from it, but he still kept on coming back. It came from his past lifestyle. Street. That voice kept on whispering only 3 sentences. Igboro lonirare. Igboro silabe anybody. Igboro lonirare. Igboro silabe. Ole lomi. Ole lomi. Igboro tell you. Jade kúrò lórí mi. Olamide kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀? Kò sí. Olamide tried to hide his true nature from ID Kabasa for a long time. 2 years later, 2012, that voice took over. He had to come clean. He cannot be signed. He's Olamide. It was a difficult moment, but ID Kabasa understood and had to let Olamide go and fend for himself. And that was when Olamide established the biggest thing to ever happen to the lives of many. YBNL. A sense of fulfillment filled Olamide. He now has a record label. And at this, he released his second studio album, YBNL. I mean, you know the hits. Or should I remind you?
First of all, introduction.
But see, there was something about Olamide that up till now, no active artist has been able to surpass. His leadership. And not forgetting his selflessness. How can one be an active artist and still bring others up with him? He began YBNL with these 4 notable names: Lil Kesh, Victor, Adekunle Gold, Chinko. Bless them and raise them like his children. His family. By now, quite a number of you will be smiling. Thinking of how good of a guy Olamide is. Wait. Come here, Sumobi. Or first on Confirm. I never told you that Olamide was a good guy. I only told you that he was street. And in street, there's nothing like good. There's nothing like bad. Igboro sila be anybody. Street, that's what is needed to be done. I want Igboro jala ja anybody. 2015 came around and the only thing that Olamide cared about was his YBNL family. Apart from that, don't cross his path. Don't. Well, unfortunately, one man did. Now pay attention. There's this event in Nigeria called the Headies, and it has been happening in Nigeria since 2006. Well, in 2015, the Headies came around, and Olamide's hard work finally paid off. YBNL's presence was felt there as they got a lot of nominations. And like I said, street does not go in a competition to lose. So that was the plan, obviously. One of the most important awards of that night, if not the most important, was the Next Rated. And in that award, you win a car. That's huge. And in that category was Ricardo Banks, Kiss Daniels, Cynthia Morgan, Corredo Bello, Lil Kesh. Lil Kesh was one of YBNL's own. So that was YBNL's main focus. But there was one team that was YBNL's biggest competition. Maven Records. Don Jazzy, he had Ricardo Banks in tough competition. And the winner for the Next Rated is Ricardo Banks. Duro, no, possible. Hey, Timitan. No, Olamide was fuming, but was also composed. I mean, he can't just run onto the stage and just cause a riot. No, he was just waiting for the right moment. Well, he did not wait that long. Remember, I told you that YBNL got a lot of nominations in 2015, right? Exactly. Adekunle Gold was one of them. And the winner for the best alternative song is Adekunle Go! This was Olamide's chance. So he walked up on stage with the whole YBNL crew to celebrate Adekunle's win. Right? Wrong. He took the mic and addressed the whole headies. But not in the way we thought.
To be honest, this award belongs to Lil Kesh because Lil Kesh is our next rated artist. Fuck that shit! Papa Yaya! Street is takeover! Every fucking single was a hit back to back. From lyrically to shocky to FA Joku. We didn't have to forget anybody.
Wait, what? Such an insult! Who is this uncultured man? The audience might have thought this was so out of place. But he's Olamide. He's street. He does not care. He's pissed that Don Jazzy's guy won the award. Should have been Lil Kesh, but there will be no repercussions for what he did, right? I mean, Don Jazzy is a soft man. As a kind soft. You not do anything, you not retaliate, right? Well, guys, we were in for a surprise. In that same year, Don Jazzy was given something we call the Special Recognition Award. On his way to pick the award, he did the one thing that nobody would have ever thought. He addressed Olamide respectfully, of course.
Olamide, if you want the car, come and collect it. God bless you.
Olamide was pissed. Don Jazzy, it be me where you talk to. This created tension in the Nigerian music industry and set a new way for how Olamide was perceived. 2 years later, it got worse. You can take someone out of the street, but you can never take the street out of the person. 2017 was another huge year for Olamide. And when I say huge, I mean in a bad way. Oh yeah. This time, he took his fight to the government. And one entity you never want to mess with is the Nigerian government. Farabale. August 2017, Olamide released one of his biggest ever songs. Whoa. Now there was one mistake he made in that song that would cost him. That same year, the Nigerian Tobacco Control Act, NTCA, was signed into law, saying that there should be no promotion or advertisement of tobacco because there were a lot of health concerns at that time. Then we have Olamide. Igboro Silabe. But he released a music video. Now this particular incident did one thing. It cemented his name as the king of the street. Mr. Bongo, which popularized his name more. Did he change his ways? No. A year later, 2018, he released a legendary song, Science Student. And there was one thing that this song highlighted a lot. Drugs. Now he was being accused of promoting drugs, leading the youth into bad behavior, and he was a bad role model. Olamide addressed all these rumors, saying that this song was meant to discourage drug abuse and promote responsible behavior. But it seemed that Nigeria was forgetting that one thing about Olamide. Amidst all the degenerate behavior of Olamide, as some would say, Olamide taught us one thing: family. One street considers you family, they will die for you. We could see this in his label, the YBNL family, and the amount of people he has helped. Do you see the amount of people? Well, I can't say the same for the big three. And peep this, he's an active artist. And if there's one hidden rule in the music industry, it is never sign under an active artist. He's never going to have time for you. But Olamide was different. This is a secret that no artist or manager has been able to understand yet. 2018, he showed us how selfless he can get when he met a young boy called Adedamola, also known as Fireboy. A year later, Fireboy released one of the biggest songs, Jealous, and the rest was history. There was only one problem. Olamide's peers were jealous of him. So they brought this narrative to the industry that Olamide is a local champion. Olamide never complained, no. He embraced it. He even made a song about it. But now the thing is that he was on a path led by selflessness, helping others. So he realized that in order to elevate the lives of the people under his label, he needed to take this international. 2020, he finally made the decision that will elevate YBNL for good. Empire Distribution. The deal was signed. It was a US-based music distribution company. Now this gave him more reach and made him more international. But there was one last thing he did that made him the legend he is today. 2020 came around and he is the Olamide we all know today. But one thing happened that catapulted his legendary status. Now listen up. He had a friend called Yemoli. Very early in the morning, Yemoli went to meet Olamide and said something to him verbatim.
Badu, I get artist.
He showed him a picture and said, hey, his name is Asake. During the conversation, Yemoli was on his phone looking for Olamide's mail. And at that time, Asake just freshly released 2 songs. So Yemoli sent those 2 songs to Olamide and told him,
Badu, I don't send 2 songs to your email now. Listen to them when you're free. I think I'll say anything where you feel help me do for the boy.
Yemoli wasn't really expecting anything from Olamide. Maybe a co-sign, maybe a shout out would do. No problem. It was very, very early in the morning. So Yemoli left Olamide to go and look for some breakfast, something make a chop. You get me? On his way, he received a phone call. What about phone? He picked. It's Olamide. Yeah. Hello, Egbon.
Asake verse go ready today.
Yeah? Yeah? My brain won't. My brain.
The 2 songs he sent now more by the entire
Before you guys get too excited, there was a big issue. Now pay attention. In music, we have 2 famous types of formats. We have the MP3 format, and then we have the WAV format. And the WAV format is like 4 times bigger than the MP3 format. Waste of space. See, Yemoli sent Olamide the WAV format of the song, and it was too big. So Olamide called Yemoli later in the afternoon and said,
how far now? The file too big now.
No. These demons, you'll not win. No.
Immediately I called the producer, go send me MP3 space for this one, I guess, because Badu was in the studio to record. Papa, I don't send them, I don't forward them.
The very next moment, Yemoli received a text from Olamide. Yemoli listened to the song and then he heard Badu's verse. And that was when he knew that this is the song. He immediately called Asake. Asake, wow, yeah. They just sat in the car. At this point, Asake didn't even know why Yemoli was calling him. He was in for a surprise. Yemoli just pressed play. He later signed to YBNL. And the rest is history. Now this is the story of Olamide that has never been told in this way. Now Olamide, whether you like it or not, is the biggest artist to ever come out of Nigeria. Why? Greatness is not who you have become. It is who you helped and what they became. When you die and go today, who is going to remember you? They can put all the narratives that they want on the internet. But there's one thing that forever stands. The street never forgets.
Georgia, by the way you look.